For the inaugural session of the SKOCH State of Governance Conference this afternoon, we're joined by Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Nayak, Additional Secretary of the Water Resources Department, the Government of Odisha. Shri Rashmi Ranjan Nayak is an IAS officer. His home district is in Sonipur, and he has served the state of Odisha in various capacities prior to taking charge as Additional Secretary Water Resources, the Government of Odisha. Mr. Nayak has worked in the Revenue and Disaster Management departments, the Food Supplies and Consumer Welfare departments, the Women and Child Development departments in various capacities. And he's worked in the fields of food, nutrition, disaster management, and sustainability. We're also ably joined by Mr. Vikas Mishra, Deputy Secretary of the Public Assets Management Department, the Government of Madhya Pradesh, who is a 2013 batch IAS officer with an extensive background in law, urban, rural, and revenue. Were working zones for Mr. Mishra, and he's worked previously with the Chief Secretary and coordinated during the Corona incident in Bhopal. Do we have Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Nayak with us?
Yeah.
Very welcome.
Thank you
very
much for having me in the panel. I'm traveling and I could have issues of audio and video a bit. So at the beginning, I'd like to thank SKOCH for having selected ECAD from the Department of Water Resources, Odisha, for the order of merit at this level. And the first in the country where the Water Users Association, whom we called the Pani Panchayats, their activities are being monitored through an application called ECAD. And this application will capture all the activities that Pani Panchayats take, the records they maintain, the operations and maintenance that they do, the command area development activities they do undertake, the meetings that they do conduct before Rabi and Kharif, and a lot of other activities, including formation of Pani Panchayats and higher level forums such as distributory committee, project committee, state committee, etc. So this in nutshell is the intervention that ECAD is seeking to have as a flagship application of the Department of Water Resources in the state of Odisha. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak a few words about the application and the game-changing effect it would have at the cutting-edge level for effective water governance and participatory irrigation management.
Many
Thank you,
Mr. Nayak, and if I may have the privilege of opening up the discussion at this point in time. Digital India has created a paradigm shift in governance and the economy, and India, they say, is the brightest spot in a dark horizon, as the IMF says, and as many industrialized nations are buckling under the force of economic headwinds. India's resilience has the world sitting up and taking note. And digitization has not only spurred transactions and driven financial inclusion, it has even helped governance. The targeted delivery of subsidies and last mile service delivery, other income support via digital channels, plus to a significant extent. What characterizes India in the last 9 years is a climate and other industrialized nations take your guard, sometimes under turbulent conditions. India have been steady. The Hindu reports that GST has begun to deliver. The Economic Times says that India's exports to China are growing faster than inbound shipments, and India is better placed than the world at large with economic growth on track. as reported in the Money Control. And this is amidst global news reports that the global economy is approaching a recession. The good news is that the SKOCH assessment, our evaluations, surveys show that there is steady improvement in governance across states. Laggards of yesterday are today's leaders, and there has been a tremendous improvement in the delivery of services, healthcare management, women and child welfare, water resource management, livelihoods. The benefits are reaching the last mile, and most of such successes are documented by us as beacons of hope and are part of the SKOCH Online Knowledge Repository. The SKOCH State of Governance Annual Rankings is the only report that focuses on project level outcomes with citizens at the center and is released annually. Thank you very much for your participation, Mr. Nayak. Would you say that there are lessons from the project that you have delivered for other states to take note of? And is there a scope for expansion for last mile service delivery, given the context of digitalization in India?
Thank you.
With that, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome Mr. Vikas Mishra of the Public Assets Management Department, the government of Madhya Pradesh. And with that as the background, Mr. Mishra, we welcome you for your keynote and we would love to hear your views and perspectives.
Good afternoon, SKOCH team. I'm very happy to join this conversation. Actually, now the time is that all the government have a modus operandi to just create revenues to support the common schemes. We are not just depending on the government revenue streams. So in the Madhya Pradesh, we have created a department of public asset management that properties which are best in first sight and the litigation, we have just create litigation free, all the load free, and then we go for a online portal system. And so then we have a transparent manner. We have go for online tendering system. So the property we got 10 times rates for that, and all the state, all the countries wide people participate on this, and then we create a revenue from these properties, and not these properties, also some old government buildings, some old structures, even old bus stands. And in the second hand, we have created some portions of the new lands parcels for investors also. And in another way, our some offices are gone in the private sector or in the rental basis, so we have created space for them also. In urban areas, some properties we have created for public utility also. So in the huge manner, we have created 600 crore rupees on this year, 2023. And the scheme for special assistance from Government of India, we have earned half amount of this money for 50-year loan for 0% interest. So all these things are just create an extra revenue stream for our state government to create common public utility, their benefits, and all this manner. We have just used a small team of 8 to 9 persons only in our company, and our department is a very small department. But we have just go through a large impression, a strong impression, and we have just support our finance department. This is just a small manner, and we are the first in the statewide all over India to create this company.
Many congratulations, Mr. Mishra.
Thank you.
And I see that there are certain raised hands within the audience. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for the inaugural session of the SKOCH State of Governance. We will